You know, it gets me. When I think I'm done for the day, every now and again, another news story comes up which needs covering. Much so in this case. We, of course, know who Captain Tom is, that beloved old gentleman that did laps around his garden during the lockdown years to raise money for the NHS. Since his passing, there's been a lot of, controversy, hasn't there, regarding where the money's gone and how the charity's been run and everything else. And the charity's closing down, from what I understand, as part of the investigation. Well, there's some news come out today about this supposed spa which they built and they've appealed the demolition of. Hasn't gone their way. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Little extra one for today. Good to see you again. Hope you're all well. Thank you for the support. Well, yes, this has been boiling on and on and on for months, hasn't it? Captain Tom's daughter has been on the TV trying to justify the way they operate things, what they're doing, crying at the apparent abuse they've received at the hands of trolls, which is never nice, but sometimes you wonder if trolls might actually be onto something and are not trolls at all. You never know. But the whole issue is you've got an amount of money from the book proceeds, which he admitted to keeping, saying that that was his wishes. Was it? Wasn't it? Who knows? How the charity was run, where the money went, how much was actually given to the causes that mattered so much to Captain Tom himself. This whole episode upsets me because that gentleman in that time did something which, well, melted my heart, and I'm sure it did many others, and therefore he ended up with a legacy all of his own, and all of this really tarnishes that legacy since he's been gone, and it's disgraceful. This latest thing is about this big spa in the grounds of their home, which they built. They wanted to keep, and they were ordered to demolish it. Well, I read today in the news that their appeal against the demolition has been rejected. And this is some of the information now. Captain Tom Moore's daughter loses appeal against home spa demolition. Hannah Ingram Moore and her husband had appealed for the unauthorised spa at their home to be kept. They used the Captain Tom Foundation name on the first plans, with revised plans then turned down. The organisation, which was founded in 2020 in honour of Sir Tom after he shot to fame for doing a lap to the garden. The investigation is unrelated to the £38 million Sir Tom raised for NHS charities with his own fundraising drive, for which he was knighted by the Queen. Second World War veteran passed away in 2021, which we know. Later that year, Miss Ingram Moore and her husband were granted permission to build a Captain Tom Foundation building on the grounds of their £1.2 million home in Marston, Bedfordshire. Plans for the site said it would be used partly in connection with the Captain Tom Foundation and its charitable objectives. However, a subsequent retrospective application a year ago for a larger building containing a spa pool was refused by the planning authority. And you can see the picture there, and that's the actual spa block at the front of it, in front of the main house, quite big. And there's another overhead view there. Planning bosses at Central Bedfordshire Council said an enforcement notice required the demolition of the now unauthorised building was issued in March this year. In documents appealing against the notice, the family said the building was no more overbearing than a previously approved planning application, and the heights are the same. They also said the building was set at the back of the site, meaning it was not an issue for public view. However, the planning inspectorate, to whom Miss Ingram Moore appealed against the demolition notice, has now ruled that the form of the new building is disproportionately broad and at odds with the pleasingly domestic scale of the main house, which is a listed building. I find the erection of the new building erodes a positive contribution at the setting provided by the extensive grounds. However, she found that the building had not caused unacceptable harm to the wider neighbourhood. It was largely out of view from the property's grounds. Now, you can see that block there, and an overhead view here, there's the block and there's the main residence there. And it is completely out of keeping with everything else. But, you know, it's yet another thing in the long line of what the hell's been going on. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm sure there'll be more to come as we go, and it'd be good to hear your opinion. Anyway, make sure you subscribe to the channel for updates, hit the like button, leave comments, and of course interact. I look forward to talking to you again soon. Toodaloo.